Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is kind of a bit more sort of the Carmelo Anthony situation, where this is mostly about where Carmelo Anthony was going to receive a diploma and is still going to receive a diploma. But there is something about the actual school lying, because obviously, if you have a school like this, is they're going to lie or what have you. And this is the insanity of it all. Now, maybe their school is being pressured by the NGAN to where they're going to have a bunch of activists or crazy people show up at the school and they don't want to deal with that. Which, by all means, they should deal with that, because if the NGAN does have activists and people show up at the school, it would show on how bad and crazy the NGAN people are and how bad Carmelo Anthony is. So it is actually a net positive for the school than a net negative. But I digress. These are where we're standing here. So what we have here from the Daily Mail saying, father of slaying Austin Metcalf makes desperate last-ditch attempt to stop high school rewarding his killer. The father of a team's football star who was stabbed to death at a college track meet has challenged a school's decision to let his killer graduate. Jeffrey Metcalf has filed a formal complaint about Centennial High School awarding Karmelo Anthony his diploma, despite being accused of murdering his son, Austin. Anthony, 18, is alleged to have, I don't know why you're saying alleged, because he said he's done it. We've seen it. It's like, it's not that crazy. And once video, if they ever do release the video, it's really not going to paint a very good life on him. So, I mean, with the multiple witnesses have said that he's done this, and he said that he did it. So, I mean, saying alleged is kind of asinine here. Is to have pulled the knife on 17-year-old Austin at the stadium in Frisco, Texas, on April 2nd before his victim bled out on his twin brother's arms. The sickening attack has since sparked a toxic culture war as some routed in behind the attacker and raised over $500,000 for his defense, which is insanity. But, you know, you're always going to have people support bad people. It's just the way it is. So, again, we have this here is that we have Dominic Alexander saying that now you have a father filing a complaint to the TEA. It is unclear what the filing means in practice, but is understood to be one of few ways the grieving father can contest the graduation. Yeah, and he says Jeffrey had challenged the school's decision to award him a diploma despite confessing to the horrific crime. Yeah, exactly. So, again, the school is caving in here to to whatever the narrative is, which is the negative narrative, apparently, because nobody likes that. And that's Frisco Independent School District had wanted to expel Anthony over the unaliving of Austin, a student at nearby Memorial High School. An expulsion would have automatically meant he would not graduate. But hours after a dramatic press conference last month, Alexander said the school reversed the move. Yeah, so pretty much what happened was that he was supposed to be expelled, and he was not expelled, so he's no longer expelled, and he's still allowed to attend the school, apparently, for whatever reason that may be. It is understood Anthony will still not be allowed to participate in the ceremony or walk on the stage as he remains under house arrest, what have you. And understood, Alex just said last week, we're in arrangements of doing an early graduation. They have agreed to allow him to graduate. They are literally trying to expel him, period. Yes, and he should be expelled. I don't see why he shouldn't be, because this guy here has unalived somebody for a petty and very, very stupid reason. I have gotten into arguments or what have you, or people have accused me of me wanting to beat them up when I was in high school. And my last thought process was to unalive them, right? That was not my thought process whatsoever. It was not something that I ever crossed my mind. It doesn't cross my mind now. I just thought this guy is a fucking joke. What are we doing here? And just move on with my day. I mean, it's completely asinine here onto why we would think that this is a cause of action, that you would go and lie somebody. It's completely stupid. And again, as I said, I will always say this guy should be expelled. It says here that Anthony fled the track scene after the horrific attack, leaving Austin to bleed out in his two brother's arms in the stands. He was arrested and confessed. I did it when he was taken into custody. He was tried to claim self-defense, which is hilarious because he literally said that he did it. So I don't know what else we're going to do here. And then, of course, during the bond hearing, Anthony's father testified about their financial hardship since his son became a murder suspect. I don't care about your financial hardship. Maybe your kid should have not unalived somebody. So that is not something that I care about whatsoever. So again, we have this here. It says one neighbor said, "Not good, not good. I don't think he should be out. I don't understand why he had a knife." Yeah, nobody understands why he had a knife. The only reason we can understand why he has a knife is so he was going there to unalive somebody. That is the only other explanation that we would have with this. Is that my kids were on track. Your tents for you school. You don't sit under school as a tent. That is not done because everyone leaves their stuff while they're out on events. Why would you stab someone and now he's a few doors down? It's very scary. Like, could he rob houses? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. This is a very, very credible thing to do. I mean, if you have somebody that has unalived somebody or what have you in this scenario, it's crazy, right? Like I would be scared too. I would not want my kids being out. It's the same thing if you have a coyote outside of your house or whatever. You normally don't want to let your children outside because, well, there's a coyote out there and they could go after it. Now, obviously, if your children are a bit older, like 12 or something, closer to a teenagehood or what have you, where they're big enough in size to where they don't want to actually go after the kids because coyotes will go after kids that are younger, that are way smaller because they're easier to take down, then yes, yeah, that might be okay. But again, knowing this is like you don't want this person here. You don't want to let your kids out because he's going to go out and attack somebody else for some unpetty reason. Because again, there was no reason why he wanted to attack this person. There was no actual reason. There was nothing at all. He came to school with a knife, and we don't even know why he did. Outside of the fact that he just wanted to cause harm or mischief. So again, that's the only thing that we have. It says the neighbors told Daily Mail that they did not want Anthony living in their exclusive enclave. The best thing they could do is move. One said, "I think that would be the best for everyone." Anthony eventually did leave the house, claiming his address had been leaked online and he was no longer safe. He's now at an undisclosed location, which again, this is incorrect. With that, he's saying the particular part that he says he's no longer safe. We've already gone over the fact that he was plenty safe, and all the threats and what have you that has been going on with him is in fact a lie. Now we have this here from the Black Enterprise, a racist and divisive website by the looks of it. Says Karmelo Anthony finishes with a 7.7 GPA but can't attend graduation. So who cares? Why would I care for somebody that has unalived somebody to attend a graduation? And here's the thing, and I'm with Jeremy the Hoarding on this. If you are going to say that he's going to receive his graduation, right? And he's essentially not expelled because you can't be expelled um, if you're receiving your graduation paper, then he should be able to walk it, and see on how everybody reacts. Because I'm pretty sure nobody's going to react positively to this at all whatsoever. I mean, if anything, I would be quite mortified as a parent to have this murderer wandering around the school receiving his diploma, and this would paint him as a very bad light. But they won't do this because they know that the majority of the community doesn't like this kid. They probably don't even like the parents at this point. They really don't like NGAN, and they just don't feel safe with this kid being able to do this. And the father just, should have the right and the ability to not want somebody that unlike their child to receive a graduation because his kid doesn't receive it either. It's very rightfully makes sense. And then we have this here from Sarah Field saying, update, requirements for early graduation and the ability to receive a diploma. According to this, Karmelo would have needed approval from administration and a judge. The superintendent lied to Metcalf when he told him the Monday meeting that it was not up to the school admin to make a decision. It says here, early graduation requirements, Karmelo Anthony case. It says regular graduation for school ISD. Says between May 1st of second year and December 1 of third year complete. Foundation program and endorsement, DLA, et cetera. All course work. It says says here that application to Karmelo Anthony says to legally graduate early, Karmelo must have filed early graduation intent by December 1st, third year, completed coursework and assessments, met 90% attendance, or had approved recovery plan, and received judge approval due to the indictment. Any step was skipped. Diploma issuance may violate law or policy. So, yeah, they essentially lied. So, again, I don't know what else to tell people, but this is kind of where we're at right now in this sphere. It's disgusting that we're having this person be graduated here, and the school is just allowing it to happen. Again, like I said, the principal is black. It is a black woman, so she is allowing this type of deal to go on. And this is the reason why we're going to have huge problems with these schools and everything in particular. When you have, or with not with schools, but with black people in general and high authorities of power, because they seem to allow murderers of their own people doing this. And again, I'm not trying to hate on black people consistently, but again, when you have this happen over and over and over again, and you go trace everything back, and it happens to be a black person that is allowing a black person that committed a heinous act to be graduated or rewarded for something that they did, this is not holding black people in any regard. It's not holding black people as a person that should be that should have accountability. No, it's rewarding a black person for doing a certain thing, and we got to stop doing that. This is insane here. This is stupid, and I cannot believe it's even happening. The fact that he's getting awarded. I mean, when I was expelled, I didn't receive my diploma from seventh in eighth grade at the one school I was expelled at. So why should this kid do it? And mine was not up to the point to where he was where a kid was murdered, right? So again, this is insanity here, and I'm not saying that I shouldn't have been expelled. I'm saying that I didn't receive my diploma, so why should this guy receive a diploma? And rightfully so, I shouldn't have received it in the first place. So it is what it is. It's just insane here, and I can't believe it. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, share. As always, take care, my friends.